We are learning about agronomy lecture 2. We are studying unit 3. First, agroclimatic regional planning. Agroclimatic regional planning. It was initiated in 1988 by Planning Commission under the 7th five-year plan. Regional planning was come into the force on the basis of agroclimatic factors for balanced regional growth. Planning Commission is headed by Prime Minister of India. Agroclimatic zones. Agroclimatic zones are classified on the basis of criteria of homogeneity in agroclimatic characteristics such as rainfall, temperature, soil topography, water resources, and cropping systems. According to Planning Commission, India has divided into 15 agroclimatic zones. According to NARP or ICAR, India has divided into 131 agroclimatic zones. The Transgangetic Plain Zone, it consists of Punjab, Haryana, Union Territories of Delhi, Chandigarh, Ganganagar district of Rajasthan, etc. It has the highest irrigated area, highest net sown area, highest cropping intensity, and the highest groundwater utilization. Agroecological regions. Agroecological regions is the land unit cut out of agroclimatic region when superimposed on land from and the kind of soils and soil conditions that act as modifiers to climate and length of the growing period. According to NBSS and LUP, India has divided into 21 agroecological zones. According to ICR, agroecological zones are divided into 8 zones. Drought, as a situation occurring in any area in a year when an annual rainfall is less than 75% of the normal is known as the drought. Next is when deficiency of rainfall is about 50% of the normal, called as a severe drought. Moisture availability index. It is the ratio between rainfall weekly or monthly at a 50% probability level to potential evapotranspiration of the corresponding period. Millimeter rainfall at 50% probability PET. Evapotranspiration. Soil moisture is the most limiting factor in the dry land agriculture. About 60 to 70% of rainfall is lost through evaporation. The evaporation is the evaporation from soil surface and transpiration from the plant surface. Evapotranspiration losses can reduce by use of mulches, anti-transpirants, and windbreaks. Therefore, we can study now what is anti-transpirant. Materials are supplied to the plant surface to reduce the transpiration from the plant. Anti-transparent reduce photosynthesis. Hence, their use should be limited to save the crop from the death under the severe moisture stress. They have some practical use in nurseries and horticultural crops. Anti-transplants are mainly of four types. They are stomata closing type. They reduce water loss through the closing stomata. Example, phenyl mercuric acetate, PMA at the rate 104, atrazine, and C2 is also an effective anti-transpirant. Film forming anti-transpirant checks transpiration loss due to formation of thin film which act as physical barrier. Example, Moby leaf, hexadecanol, silicone, oils, waxes, etc. And third are reflecting types of anti-transpirants. They are film forming, checks transparent transpiration loss due to formation of thin film which act as physical barrier. Example, Moby leaf, hexagonal, silicone, oils, or waxes. Reflecting types are these chemicals reflect the radiation and reduce leaf temperature. Application of kaolin 5% reduces transpiration losses. Growth retardants. These chemicals reduce shoot growth and increase root growth and thus enable the plants to resist drought. They also induces stomata closing, example cyclosil, CCC. Windbreaks and shelter belts. Windbreaks are such structures which break the wind flow and reduce the wind speed, while shelter belts are rows of trees or herbs planted across the wind direction for protection of crop against winds. Windbreak and shelter belts provide protective shelter against desiccating winds to the extent of 5 to 10 times the height of tall trees and windward side and up to 30 times on the leeward side. What is agroforestry? Now we can learn about agroforestry. Agroforestry is sustainable land management system, which increases the use of land, combines the production of crops, fruits, forest plants, and animals. It is also known as tree cropping planting system. Component of agroforestry are agri-silviculture. Agri-silviculture, the growing of agricultural crops along with the forest crops is known as agri-silviculture. Agricultural crops plus forest crops is also called as silviculture. Silvipastoral system. Forests are managed from the production of wood as well as the rearing of domesticated animals. The silvopastoral system is the combination of silviculture and pasture management. Agro-silviculture, silvopastoral system. This is the combination of apicultural crops plus forest crops plus pasture management. Apicultural crops mean which on the bees can feed and give the economic output. Agri-horticulture silvicultural system. It consists of agricultural crops plus horticultural silviculture. Agri-silviculture and agri-silvi-aquaculture system. It consists of agricultural crops, forest crops, and fish production in a combined system. Land capability classification. On the basis of capability or limitation, the land are grouped into 8 classes by U.S. Soil Conservation Service. These are classified and divided into two major groups. First group is land suitable for cultivation. Such lands have 4 classes. But for regular cultivation, only first 3 classes with 1, 2, 3 are suitable. Land not suitable for cultivation. Remaining 4 classes are cultivation of crops. These lands are used for growing grasses, forestry, and supporting wildlife. Next are question of the day. According to ICR, agroecological zones are divided into how many zones? The answer is 8. Do comment your views on our channel and please subscribe, like, share and comment below your reactions and tell us about how to improve our channel. Please do like, share and subscribe.